ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Namaskar, my dear friends. Now, this video is in continuation to my first video on the meditation as revealed by Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharshi. So, I start with talk number 321. A devotee puts the question to Maharshi: is concentration of mind one of the sadhanas? People, they have completely misunderstood the conception of concentration. As per their definition, concentration is the focusing the mind on a single thought. Remember, dear friends, when we focus on a particular single thought, what we are doing, we are giving power to the mind. And when the mind is very strong, the basic conception of meditation is completely destroyed. Because here concentration means, okay, agreed, focus on a single thought, but that thought must be I am the self, I am Atma, मैं आत्मा हूँ, I am Brahma. So these are the thoughts, single thoughts you should have self-attention and self-awareness, not any single thought. So here we have to be very, very careful. Just forget about a thought. Just concentrate that I am the self. मैं आत्मा हूँ. That's all. If you focus on a single thought, any thought, then basic purpose of meditation is destroyed. So what Maharshi says, let us see. Maharshi replies, concentration is not thinking one thing. All other thoughts will obstruct the vision of our true nature. We have to be, very careful. All our efforts are only directed to lifting the veil of ignorance. Now, it appears difficult to quell the thoughts. In the regenerate state, it will be found more difficult to call in thoughts. For are there things to think of? There is only the self. Thoughts can function only if there are objects, but there are no objects. How can thoughts arise at all? The habit makes us believe that it is difficult to cease thinking. If the error is found out, one would not be fool enough to exert oneself unnecessarily by way of thinking. So please change the definition of concentration. Focusing on a single thought. No, that single thought is not any thought. That thought is only I am the self. मैं आत्मा हूँ. I am Brahma. मैं ब्रह्मा हूँ. I am Brahmasmi. मैं ब्रह्मा हूँ. Like that. This, these are the thoughts. They can take the form of that a single thought. Not any thought you just. So just we have to understand the basic thing. So Bhagwan Sri Ramana has cleared the doubts in a very simple way, but people they have misunderstood and they are completely confused. Now, next question the devotee say. He asks, I fell ill. I could not meditate and so I felt depressed. Now, I fell. I means Atma. Atma never fell sick. So here we have to be very careful. Body may be sick, not the Atma is sick and Atma is never depressed. Maharshi replies, this thought I am not able to concentrate is itself an obstacle. Why should the thought arise? So here the devotee has taken body as Atma. That's why he says, I fell sick. His body fell sick, not his Atma fell sick. So you have to be very careful. Next question, devotee. Can one remain without thoughts arising all the 24 hours of the day? Should I remain without meditation? Bhagwan says, what is ours again? It is a concept. Each question of yours is prompted by a thought. Meditation, we have to have nil thoughts, no thought. Because meditation is the state of thoughtlessness, state of silence, state of zero thought. Your Mercy further says, your nature is peace and happiness. Thoughts are the obstacles to realization. One's meditation or concentration is meant to get rid of obstacles and not to gain the self. Does anyone remain apart from the self? No. The true nature of the self is declared to be peace. If the same peace is not found, the non-finding is only a thought which is alien to the self. One practices meditation only to get rid of these alien fancies. So, then a thought must be quelled as soon as it rises. Whenever a thought arises, do not be carried away by it. You become aware of the body when you forget the self. But can you forget the self? Being the self, how can you forget it? There must be two selves for one to forget the other. It is absurd. So, the basic nature of self is bliss and peace. So, the self is not depressed, it is not imperfect, it is ever happy. The contrary feeling is a mere thought which has actually no stamina in it. Be rid of thoughts. Why should one attempt meditation? Being the self, one remains always realized. Only be free from thoughts. You think that your health does not permit your meditation. This depression must be traced to its origin. The origin is the wrong identification of the body with the self. The disease is not of the self, it is of the body. But the body does not come and tell you that it is possessed by the disease. It is you who say why? Because you have wrongly identified yourself with the body. The body itself is a thought. Be as you really are. There is no reason to be depressed. So clearly, Maharishi has clearly explained the conception of meditation. Meditation means no thought. If at all there is a thought, that thought is awareness of Atma, awareness, self-attentiveness. Uh, that is what the meditation is. See, the all problems we are suffering from due to our identification with the body. We don't distinguish between body and the self. We don't have any distinction between Body and Atma. Here lies the basic problem. See, we say I am depressed. That means the person who says I am depressed, that means he is taking Atma as the body because body may have disease, body may have depression. Atma will never have any disease. Atma will never have any depression. So here we have to be very, very clear. Talk number 462. Devotee, I am a businessman. How shall I get on with business and get peace of mind also? Maharshi. See, I am a businessman means it is a thought. That person is not a businessman. He is Atma. So when we talk about meditation, we have to consider only Atma, not the body. When we bring body in place of Atma, then that means we are not in the state of meditation. Meditation means free from thoughts. Huh? Take out body and consider Atma only, then only we are in meditation. So Maharshi says, this is also a thought. Give up this thought also and remain as your true self. See, you are just Atma, nothing else. When you say, I am a professor, I am a lawyer, I am a doctor, I am a soldier, that means when you are meditating. Absence of thoughts is only meditation. Devotee puts another question. It is sad. Do you do your duty without any expectation of results? How shall I get that frame of mind? Mercy replies, you need not aspire for and get any new state. Get rid of your present thoughts, that's all. Devotee, how shall I get the bhakti necessary for it? Mercy, it is bhakti to get rid of thoughts which are only alien to you. You means Atma. Talk number 472. Devotee, so we must rid ourselves of lust, kama, anger, krodha, etc. Maharshi, give up thoughts. You need not give up anything else. You must be there to see anything. It is the self. Self is ever conscious. So you need not give up anger, lust, desire, huh? Because these are all thoughts. When you make yourself free from thoughts means you have given up every lust, anger, desire, etc. So we must think of giving up thoughts. Maharishi, know the doubt. So undergo the process of self enquiry. Who am I? Devotee, maybe perform japa. Maharishi, why should you think I am this? Investigate and the thought sees. What is namely the self will be revealed as the inescapable residue. Talk 41. Devotee, can we think without the mind? Mercy, thoughts may be like any other activities, not disturbing to the supreme consciousness. Talk number 43. Maharishi, realize your pure being with the body because body and Atma are distinctly different from each other. The body is the result of thoughts. The thoughts will play as usual, but you will not be affected. You are not concerned with the body when asleep, so you can always remain as Atma. Mr. Eknath Rao puts the question: how can anyone reconcile such activity with the wage earning, which is a necessity for worldly people? Maharshi replies, actions form no bondage. Bondage is only the false notion, I am the doer. Leave off such thoughts and let the body and senses. Maharshi, discover to whom the thoughts arise. If the present I-ness vanishes, the discovery is complete. What remains over is the pure self. This present I-ness means here modification of mind that is called ego. So this ego vanishes, Atma is revealed. Revealed to whom? Atma can be revealed to the pure mind. What is pure mind? Pure mind is Atma. Because mind is arising from Atma. And when mind is pure means this mind is directed towards the Atma. When mind is going from outward to inward and merges with the Atma, this mind is divine. It has portion of divinity. It is called pure mind. And this pure mind is nothing but the Atma. So you can say Atma is revealed to the pure mind, or Atma is revealed to Atma only. So these are the basic points we have to understand. Everything will become easy. So you will have no confusion, because confusion is created by our own ignorance. The Pandit remarked that thoughts are so persistent that the ahem cannot be reached. See, ahem, the ahem is actually ego, but ahem is also pure I, the real I. So here ahem means Atma. The master said, Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharshi said, the Brahm Akara Vritti helps to turn the mind away from other thoughts. Brahmakara Vritti means having the thinking, I am Brahma. My, me, the Atma and Brahma are not separate. This Vritti, Brahmakara Vritti is Atma and Paramatma are same. This is Brahmakara Vritti. Either some such practice is necessary or association with the sadhu should be made. The sadhu has already overcome the mind and remains in peace. His proximity helps to bring about such condition in others. Otherwise, there is no meaning in seeking a sadhu's company. See here, sadhu means a holy person who has realized the self, who has realized his Atma. Not any person with saffron clothes. Only a self-realized holy person is sadhu. A lady puts a question to Maharshi. What is the difference between meditation and distraction? This question was put to Maharshi often. Maharshi replied, no difference. When there are thoughts, it is distraction. When there are no thoughts, it is meditation. However, meditation is only practice as distinguished from the real state of peace. So we have to understand what is meditation. When we do not have any thought, we can say we are in meditation. When we are having thoughts, we are not at all in meditation. Meditation simple meaning is forgetting all thoughts. We are having self attention for the Atma, self attentiveness for the Atma, self awareness of Atma only, that is meditation. If you have thoughts, no meditation. No thoughts, meditation. If at all having thoughts, only thought of God and Atma. Simple. When you say, when you think about Atma, that is meditation because Atma is not a thought. Brahma is not a thought. I am Brahma. It is not a thought, it is the reality. And reality is not this thought. See, this basic thing we have to understand. When we say, I am Atma, it is the reality. It is the reality. And it is never taken as a thought. If I am Brahma, you consider it as a thought, that means it is not meditation. What is meditation? Thinking about God and Atma. So just have the clear understanding when you are completely thinking about Atma and Paramatma, this is meditation. I am Atma is not a thought, it is a reality. And what is meditation? Meditation is we are moving from unreality to reality. Thoughts are unreal. I am the self is the reality. See, this way you have to sit quietly and contemplate. I am the self. This is contemplation. I am Brahma. Myself as Atma and Paramatma are not two distinct entities. Atma and Paramatma are both same. So this is the reality. It is not a thought. So it becomes so easy. Not at all needed to undergo books of 1,000 pages and all. Simple thing. Eliminate thoughts. Concentrate only one thought, that is I am Atma. That's all meditation. And people, I don't know how they have written so many books. I have read so many books. I started from page 1, reached the page 400, and I did not get any clue what is meditation and how I should do this meditation. Because we start with all wrong conception and pass through wrong conception and reach the wrong conception, starting, in between, and the destination. Everything is a wrong conception, and we are completely confused. We remain in dilemma, started with dilemma, remain in dilemma, and reach the dilemma. That is what we are suffering from. So simple and made so difficult that people they are completely frustrated and they waste their energy, time and all. and they find themselves in a very confused state of mind. So, lady, a lady is asking Maharshi how to practice meditation. What Maharshi says, keep of thoughts. Meditation means don't have any thought. See, here you have to be very careful. If simply we say don't keep, simply we say keep of thoughts, that is not possible. Here, you must have a thought. Now, you have to choose that thought, and that thought is I am the self. I am the Atma. I am Paramatma. If you concentrate on this thought that I am the self, so you are keeping of thoughts because this I am the self is not a thought. Here, concentrating on the thought that I am the self, all other thoughts will be completely kept off, and we will have the self attentiveness, self attention, and self awareness of our Atma. That's all very simple. Hmm? Simply saying that keep of thoughts will not do the right thing. Here you have to have a concentration on the thought I am the self. Just carry on contemplating on this particular thought, single thought. So this becomes your concentration, this becomes your meditation, and this way you reach the destination of thoughtless state of thoughtlessness, zero thoughts. So our basic aim is achieved. So we have to change, as we have to change the direction of mind from going outward to inward and merging with the Atma. This way we realize ourself. Same way, change the conception of single thought, change the conception of concentration, focusing on a single thought. See, you have to have a single thought, but that thought must be I am the Atma, I am Brahma, I am God. Myself and God are not different. See, these are the thoughts you have to keep always contemplating. This is the simple way. Next comes talk number 68. Let the sensible man consider if he knew his body in deep sleep, why does he feel it in the waking state? But although the body was not felt in sleep, did not the self exist then? How was he in deep sleep? How is he when awake? What is the difference? Ego rises up and that is waking. Simultaneously, thoughts arise. Let him out to whom are the thoughts. Where from do they arise? They must spring up from the conscious self. Conscious self means Atma. Apprehending it even vaguely helps the extinction of the ego. Thereafter, the realization of the one innate existence becomes possible. In that state, there are no individuals other than the eternal existence. Hence, there is no thought of death or wailing. Here, the eternal existence means what is eternal? Atma. Atma is eternal. Atma is forever. No birth, no death. So Atma is existing forever, no beginning, no end. Find where from thoughts emerge. Then you will abide in the ever present inmost self and be free from the idea of birth or the fear of death. So, here, just when you sit for meditation, simply if you think that I can completely keep myself off the thoughts is not possible. So, how you should start? I am going deeper and deeper and deeper towards the spiritual heart, reaching the spiritual heart, entering the spiritual heart. After entering the spiritual heart, merge with the self, merging with the self. This type of contemplation will really keep yourself away from thoughts, and you will feel slowly and steadily the bliss and eternal peace. Here, this I am going inward means here I is your ego. What is ego? Ego is modification of mind. What is intellect? Modification of mind. Mind has various features: intellect, super intellect, ego, maya. These are all the modifications of mind, and mind is originated from the self. So, all this mind and modifications of mind are rising from the Atma. When we direct these modifications with mind towards the Atma, that's all. We are in the state of meditation. We are in the state of realizing our Atma. So, a disciple asked how to do it to Maharshi replies, the thoughts are only vasanas, predispositions accumulated in innumerable births before. Their annihilation is the aim. The state free from vasanas is the primal state and eternal state of purity. What is that primal state? You are free from mind and just Atma. Eternal state of purity means eternal state of purity is again Atma. Primal state and eternal state of purity is nothing but Atma. So you have the mind will lead us to samsara. Mind will throw us into the worldly affairs. The same mind, if directed away from the world to the inward and to the divine Atma, that's all. Same mind can help us to enjoy worldly pleasures. The same mind can help us to realize ourselves. When the direction of mind is outward, that time this is impure mind. This will keep us away from the Atma. The same mind, when directed towards the interior to the inward toward the divine spot, that is spiritual heart where resides the Atma. So mind is necessary, ego is necessary, but we have to change the direction. The same mind can lead us to hell, the same mind can lead us to heaven. Only what we have to do, we have to change the direction. How to change the direction? By convincing the mind that you are seeking happiness. Happiness will not be reached if you go outward. Happiness can be reached when you go inward. Very simple. You have to take the help of mind because people they say when there is no mind, how you can think? Are Baba, what is mind itself is non-existent because Atma has a nature. Remember, Atma has a attribute that it is powerful to give rise to thoughts, and these thoughts only form the mind. Only thing, if you turn these thoughts towards the Atma, so they will become weak and they will merge into the Atma. There is no mind, there is no ego, there is no intellect. So everything is originated from the Atma. If these thoughts carry on moving outwardly, we are in trouble. The same thoughts are directed back to the Atma, we are in the state of bliss. So these things we have to so simple it is. Only you have to contemplate, you have to sit and think. Devotee puts a question. When I sit down to think of God, thoughts wander away to other objects. I want to control those thoughts. How? My dear devotee, where from these thoughts come? They come from Atma. What is Atma? Atma is having no birth, no death, no childhood, young age and old age. It is same as ever. Atma is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. It has infinite powers. So how can you control mind? Here comes the basic mistake due to our ignorance and misconception in understanding the very basic definition of mind. Just stop here. Mind is non-existent, you have to remember. Mind is originating from the omnipotent Atma, therefore it cannot be controlled. We have to understand this basic thing. So, what is to be done? The part of infinity, the part of infinite should be directed to the infinite so that it will not have any separate identity than the Atma. Part of Atma is direct toward the Atma, it becomes Atma, so there is no thought, there is no trouble. So you are, as it is a self realized soul. So never think of, never try to control thoughts. You cannot control. How you are controlling something is coming from infinite? Huh? Your mind is finite. When these thoughts they leave Atma, they are powerless. They are not having any life. They receive power from Atma only. So do not try to control these thoughts because the generating power center is Atma. So they cannot be controlled. Atma is so powerful. Only thing you have to change the direction of these thoughts. When they are going back to Atma and merge there, this is the way of reaching the state of meditation. If you start controlling, then the basic process is wrong. What is the meaning of the strength of the mind? See, what I was talking about now comes the this basic question. Devotee asks, is solitude helpful for practice? So, what is the meaning of this strength of mind? Now, we have to just consider what is mind. Mind is the bundle of thoughts where from these thoughts arise. They arise from Atma. What is Atma? Atma is omnipotent. So, what is the strength of mind? As mind is originating from omnipotent Atma, mind is also having infinite power. Remember. So, can you control anything having infinite power? Never. So, what is the remedy? Divert it back to its origin. When mind is directed towards Atma, this is the way to destroy it. Because meditation can be successful when the mind is destroyed. How the self realization is achieved? Self realization is achieved by destroying the mind. How can you destroy the mind as it is? It cannot be destroyed as it is because it is coming from infinite and it is also having infinite power. So we have to change it back. We have to send it back to the Atma. That's all. Very simple. We have to convince this mind. Mind, you are always trying to get happiness, and happiness is the very nature of Atma. You want to enjoy bliss, basic nature of Atma is bliss. So go back to your source and get peace and bliss. So this way you have to convince, you cannot control. Devotee, is solitude helpful for practice? Now here comes the another very nice word, solitude. So when the word solitude is pronounced, people think that keep yourself away from other people. That is the solitude, but that is wrong. Solitude means the state of thoughtlessness. Thought. If you are not having any thought, that is this state of solitude. So you are with your self being. That is the state of solitude. You are not having any thought and you are abiding in the self. You are simply aware of your self. You are self attentive. Your attention is fully towards the Atma. This is solitude. Okay. So Mercy says to keep away from others. See, when we say others means When we are mixing with other people, how we will mix with them? We have to talk, we have to have some sort of discussion. That means we are indulging in thoughts. And what is then solitude? Absence of thoughts. So basically, not having any thought also means not mixing with other people. When we mix with other people, we will have thoughts only because we will discuss something, we will have conversation with other people, and how conversation is carried out with the help of thoughts only. So solitude means basic thing is not having any thought, free from thoughts. Also it means keeping yourself away from other people. But the basic thing is keeping off the thoughts, keeping the thoughts away. To keep away from others, devotee says to keep away from others. Maharishi says, why should it be done? It is actuated only by fear. Even in solitude, there is the fear of intrusion by others and of solitude being spoiled. Moreover, how are thoughts to be erased in solitude? Should it not be done in the present environment? See, here comes the very nice thinking. If you are with other people, but your full attention is toward the Atma, you are keeping awareness towards the Atma. That means you are in solitude. Devotee says, but the mind is distracted now. Maharishi says, why do you let go the mind? Solitude amounts to making the mind still. How the mind can be made still? You have to direct is directed towards the Atma only. This can be done in a crowd too. Solitude cannot efface one's thoughts. Practice does it. The same practice can be made here too. Be aware of your Atma, that I am Atma. If you are attentive to this thought, you are in the state of solitude. Because solitude means free from thoughts. And how we can free ourselves from thoughts? Just think of, just have the awareness of Atma. Just be attentive, just have self attention towards Atma. Another American asked about the thought forms. Mercy replies, trace the source of thoughts, they will disappear. Devotee, thoughts materialize. Mercy says, if there be thoughts, they will materialize. If they disappear, there is nothing to materialize. Moreover, if you are physical, the world is physical, and so on. Find out if you are physical. See, you are physical means is your Atma physical? No, it is divine, it is power, it is not physical, it is subtle, it is invisible, it is energy. Atma is nothing but divine energy, so it is not physical. Devotee, how shall I be useful to God's world? Mercy replies, find out if I is different from the divine part of the world. Not being able to help yourself, yet you are seeking the divine part of it to help you to help the world. The divinity is directing and controlling you. Where do you go in deep sleep? Where from do you come out? We are going in deep sleep to the spiritual heart, that is the Atma. Where from do you come out? We come out. We means in the form of ego and thoughts. Where from our thoughts and ego comes out? From the Atma. Devotee, I have been in by deeds. I have been influenced by thoughts. Thoughts and deeds are the thoughts. Because first comes the thought, then only action, and that takes the form of a deed. Talk number 164. The ego-ridden mind has its strength sapped and is too weak to resist the torturing thoughts. The egoless mind is happy in deep, dreamless sleep because during deep sleep, our ego and mind are absent because thoughts stop arising from the Atma. That means that time our mind is not in function, not in action. When mind is not in action means ego also will not be in action because ego is nothing but the modification of mind. We have to have understanding. Dream, okay, clearly, therefore, bliss and misery are only modes of mind. See, when our mind is outward misery, when our mind is inward is bliss. But the weak mode is not easily interchangeable with the strong mode. Activity is weakness and consequently miserable. Passivity is strength and therefore blissful. The dormant strength is not apparent and therefore not availed of. See, activity means when our mind is going outward. That time we are having a lot of thoughts and all. So we are indulging in various action, various deeds. So activity is weakness. Because when mind is going away from Atma, it is weakened only. It is having less strength and consequently miserable. Because mind having direction outward means misery. Mind having direction inward means bliss. The cosmic mind manifesting in some rare being is able to affect the linkage in others of the individual weak mind with the universal strong mind of the inner race. Such a rare being is called the Guru or God in manifestation. See, cosmic mind. Cosmic mind is that is God. Universal mind or say cosmic mind. Okay. So here cosmic mind is that is divine power. That what is that divine power? God and Guru. Anything which lead us from darkness to light is a Guru. And our Atma is our basic Guru. God and Atma are our basic Guru. A physical Guru can just tell you the way, the path you have to tread. Okay, he cannot lead you to self-realization. He cannot help you to get liberation. You have to put efforts yourself to get self-realization or to achieve liberation. A physical guru can just tell you the way out. How to destroy the mind? If question is put, talk 188. How to destroy the mind? Maharshi says, seek the mind. On being sought, it will disappear. See, here seek the mind means put a question to your mind, who am I? Here I is here I is ego. Ego and mind same. Then you have to have clear understanding. Seek the mind, ask your mind with the help of mind, who am I? This will tease your ego and continuously the same thought, this same thinking carried on, who am I? Your ego will be become weak. It will become weak, and finally, then you say, I am the self. So, this ego will be destroyed, it will disappear. Again, this devotee says, I do not understand. Mercy. Mercy explains. See, what is mind? I already told you. Mind is a bundle of thoughts. What is ego? Modification of mind. That means mind and ego are not different. So, direct your ego to go back to its source. What is the source of this ego? Our Atma. So, direct the ego to go towards its source, that is the Atma. The thoughts arise because they see, Mercy says now the mind is only a bundle of thoughts. The thoughts arise because there is the thinker. Who is that thinker? Atma. Now, who is the thinker here? Ego. Because ego causes the thoughts come out from our Atma. Atma pushes these thoughts and ego pulls these thoughts. The ego, if sought, will vanish automatically. Seeking how ego can be sought, just ask, who am I? The ego and the mind are the same. As I already told you, ego is just a modification of the mind. The ego is the root thought from which all other thoughts are. See, what is mind? Mind is the bundle of thoughts. Now, there is a basic thought. What is that basic thought? That is known as I thought. What is this I? This is false I. And this I is known as ego. And how this, why it is false? Because instead of thinking that I am Atma, if this I thinks as identifying with the body, this becomes a false thought. This becomes just a temporary. This becomes non-existent. So ego is the root thought. What is that root thought? That I am the body. Instead of saying I am the self, and just saying I am the body. This is the basic thought. This is the root thought. This is the false thought. And this is the ego. This is the ego. So the ego is the root thought from which all other thoughts arise. Devotee, how to seek the mind? Maharshi says seeking the mind means go inward, go towards the divine center. What is the divine center? Our spiritual heart. What is spiritual heart? Spiritual heart is nothing but the Atma only. You are now aware that the mind rises up from within, so sink within and seek. Who am I? Who am I? Have this thought, then change the direction and go, I am the Atma. Mind is going outward means you are having body in your attention. Change the direction of this mind. Going inward means you are attending to Atma. Okay. Mind going outward, you are with the world, you are with the body, you are away from the Atma, you are non-self, you are attached to the non-self. Now the same mind is directed to go inwardly. That means mind is now attached to the divine power. Mind is connected with the Atma and it will have bliss and peace. So, mind going outward, misery. Mind going inward, bliss and peace. Okay, very simple. Talk number 195. Mercy, the mind is only a bundle of thoughts. The thoughts have their root in the I thought. What is this I thought? Ego. What is this ego? That I am the body. This is the basic thought. This is the root thought. This is the false thought. This is the false I. This is ego. This is I thought. Whoever investigates the origin of the I thought, for him the ego perishes. This is the true investigation. The true I is then found shining by itself. See, one is false I, that is ego. The true I is our Atma. We have to remember this. False I means ego, true I means Atma. Devotee. This I thought rises from me. Here me means Atma. But I do not know the self. Mercy says all these are only mental concepts. You are now identifying yourself with a wrong I, which is the I thought. This is the ego. This I thought rises and sinks, whereas the true significance of I is beyond both. There cannot be a break in your being. You who slept are also now awake. There was not unhappiness in your deep sleep. Where as it exists now. What is it that has happened now so that this difference is experienced? There was no I thought in your sleep, whereas it is present now. The true I is not apparent and the false I is parading itself. This false I is the obstacle to your right knowledge. Find out where from this false I arises, then it will disappear. You will be only what you are. That is absolute being. What is that absolute being? Atma, Atma, Atma. Devotee puts a question, how to do it? I have not succeeded so far. Maharishi says, search for the source of the I thought. That is all that one has to do. The universe exists on account of the I thought. If that ends, there is an end of misery also. The false I will end only when its source is sought. Talk number 222. Maharshi, the sense of body is a thought. The thought is of the mind. The mind rises after the I thought. The I thought is the root thought. If that is held, the other thoughts will disappear. There will then be no body, no mind, not even the ego. Devotee, what will remain then? Mercy, the self in its purity. How can the mind be made to vanish? Maharishi says, if the thinker is sought, the thoughts will disappear. Who is that thinker? Thinker is the ego, ego, ego. How to seek this thinker? Who am I? See, the pride of this ego is destroyed when a question is put to ego, who am I? It hurts the ego and it becomes weak, weak and weak. Devotee. It looks easy to think of God in the external world, whereas it looks difficult to remain without thoughts. Mercy, that is absurd. To look at other things is easy, and to look within is difficult. It must be contrariwise. Devotee, but I do not understand. It is difficult. Mercy, this thought of difficulty is the chief obstacle. A little practice will make you think differently. Devotee, what is the practice to find out the source of I? How? By saying, who am I? Talk number 244. What is meditation? How to do it? So, this was the basic question put. So, my dear friends, meditation, how meditation is practiced. Sit in a solitude place, quiet place where there is no external disturbance. Close your eyes. Sit in an easy position. Any asana you feel easy. Then start contemplating, who am I? Where from my origin arise? Then say and have complete understanding that this I am talking about is ego. This ego is the modification of mind. How mind originated? Mind originated. Okay, dear friends, thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and share the video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.